Hey guys, and welcome into The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 9. I have been putting off watching this because this is the season finale, and I don't want this Pedro Pascal Bella Ramsey moment in time to be over, you know? Like, it's just been so fun watching this show week by week with you guys, and I just know we're gonna have to wait a long time for Season 2. I just know it. I'm gonna give them... how long do you think it's gonna be? 2 to 3 years, right? It's got to be at least 2 years. You know, we'll see how patient I can be, but I'm already feeling not patient and I'm not even done with the show yet. I've been putting it off because like it's gonna be so long now until we get new The Last of Us content, and I have grown to love this show and love these characters, and I don't even know what kind of cliffhanger they're gonna leave us on, if there is one. I do know there's a second The Last of Us game. Please let me know too in the comments if this season finale and this first season in general has actually covered all of the first game, or if they decided to split the first game into 2 seasons. I kind of am hoping that they put all of the first game in season 1 and they're going to put all of the second game in season 2 and just leave it at that. I don't want them to try to drag it out because this is a hit show, you know what I mean? I just want it to be good and in the moment that it is. The last episode was an emotional one. I don't know what else to say other than that. I don't think I need to harp on it. You know, the whole world broke down when Joel called Ellie baby girl, and I don't think that's something that I will ever recover from. So that's wonderful. But I'm happy that they are reunited. Oh my god, I really did not think that this final episode was going to come down to them hopefully finally reaching the Fireflies. For some reason, I thought we would get to the Fireflies a couple episodes before the finale, and then the finale would be more infected based rather than Firefly based. Although, I don't know, we could have an infected and Firefly episode. But I will say, for being an apocalypse show, I've seen the memes where people are like, for being an apocalypse show, like, where are the infected? And people saying that they wished there was more of the infected in the show. And then I also saw the counter argument that was talking about how, you know, it is an apocalypse, there are infected, but that's not really what the game or the show is about. It's about these little experiences and lifestyles and people and dynamics, and you know, it's much more about character development and the story that's being told rather than the plot of infected. So I totally get that. I totally 100% get that, but I do wish we could get more infected, because now looking back on the show as a whole, I think that episode 3 and episode 8 so far have definitely been the most emotional and probably have hit me the hardest, tugged on me the hardest. But then as far as what my favorite episode was, I think it was episode 2, where we had like clickers and infected action, and I think that was when Tess died. Like, it was action-packed and so suspenseful. Like, I feel like that was probably the most like infected centric episode of the season, and it was so suspenseful and I loved it so much, and I would love to get more content like that. But if we don't even, I know it's the finale, but if we don't even have like this big suspenseful and infected moment in the finale, I'm gonna be good with that, because the show has built much more than just a plot line for an apocalypse. They have built this connection between Joel and Ellie, and that is what I want to see. Side note, I also don't trust the Fireflies 100%. I still am gonna stand by my theory that when we get there, what their plans are with Ellie are going to be probably not 100% innocent and probably not 100% great for her. So we'll see if I'm right about that. Otherwise, if that's not the main conflict of this episode, it's got to be an infected ambush, right? Let's check it out. New person. Okay. Oh, new pregnant person. Oh god. Imagine being pregnant in a world like this. God, it's like she's going into birth, or into labor, into birth. By herself. Ew. Ew. Oh no. Oh my god. My God, what a way to be born.
You fucking tell him, Ellie.
Oh my God. Why did... I guess I'm not surprised that I didn't catch that was Ellie, because we're always meeting new people in this show, so I assumed we were just meeting the new person of the episode, but... Oh, man. Marlene. Right? Marlene, it's been so long. I can't hardly remember what she looks like. Is she about to find baby Ellie?
I cut it before I was bit. Before. And I want you to give her this.
Oh.
Pick her up right now, and then you kill me. I can't kill you. Please, no. Please, please, please! No. Cover her ears.
If that's the reason that she is immune, you know, getting infected through the umbilical cord, that is good news and bad news, I guess, because, well, then you can collect the virus, but then that would kill the mom every time, even though it would create a baby that would be immune. I hope I'm on the wrong track here.
Beefaroni, Chef Boyardee.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
They had a guitar in that RV. I haven't played in forever. In fact, I was thinking maybe I could teach you. I bet you'd be great at it.
Plans for the
You
future?
want to learn how to play guitar? This time I was thinking we'd blast our way through that rubble. I found some dynamite in that RV back there.
Really?
No, so we're gonna cut through that building, find a skyscraper, go up and look around. I had you going, didn't I?
Oh, it's so sad to see Ellie like this. She's like half gone in here.
You okay?
Yeah, fine.
Just you kind of seem extra quiet today, so.
Oh,
She does.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Did you hear what I...
Yeah, boost. Got it.
The way you could hear her adding like a little extra vigor to her voice.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Damn it, Ellie!
No, I'm just happy she's excited to see something. The heck did she see? A giraffe! I literally thought we were just happy about seeing green grass. We've seen countless open fields. I don't know what I was thinking.
Can you hurry up? Come on.
Oh my gosh, so cute. There's a whole family.
Is it everything you hoped for?
Got its ups and downs. But you can't deny that view.
Oh, cute.
I know you want to protect me. You have. And when we're done, we'll go wherever you want. Tommy's sheep ranch, the moon. I'll follow you anywhere you go.
I was waiting for this conversation. It needed to be had. They needed to talk to each other about what happens after this. Well, the fact that he's like, we don't even have to do this is nice, but I totally see where she's coming from. Like, after everything we've been through, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna find the fireflies and we're gonna do this. But I was waiting for that conversation where they like said out loud to each other, you know, we're sticking together when this is all over. And her saying, I'll follow you anywhere. Stop.
They had me in one just like this.
With Sarah?
No, she was gone already.
Oh. So
Can we stop? Can we stop and talk about how he answered that so immediately? And okay, whoa. I don't know why that just blew me away. First of all, he didn't flinch at the reminder of Sarah. And second of all, in being asked a question about her, he just answered. And then they're moving on with the conversation. The growth that shows, it's like that a little action like that just shows a piece of his healing, I think.
I was the guy who shot and missed.
Oh.
Sarah died. And I couldn't see the point anymore. Simple as that. Went to pull the trigger, I flinched. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you all this
I
is...
know why you're telling me all this. So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad that didn't work out.
Me too.
Stop. The strain in his voice. Oh, that moment was so perfect.
What did the green grape say to the purple grape? Breathe, you idiot.
That's a 3 out of 10.
7.
What is
I'll
that?
give it a 5. 5 out of 10.
Oh my god. I'm sick of this show. Are these the fireflies?
Welcome to the Fireflies. Easy.
Fine.
Yeah, hit pretty
Oh my
hard.
god. Marlene, how did you get here before
I
us?
didn't know you.
I guess we kind of had a lot of obstacles along the way.
You are the one person I never wanted to be in debt to, but I owe you.
You do.
We all owe you.
Just take me to her.
I can't. She's being prepped for surgery.
Oh my god. What kind of surgery?
What surgery?
He thinks that the cordyceps in Ellie has grown with her since birth.
Why is she in surgery?
It produces a kind of chemical messenger. He's going to remove it from her, multiply the cells in a lab,
Wait,
produce those chemical messengers, and then we can give it to everyone.
Remove it from
He
her?
thinks it could be a cure, Joel. We didn't tell her, we didn't cause her any fear, there won't be any pain.
No, you take me to her. You take me to her right now! Please, you don't understand.
I do. I was there when she was born, Joel. I have no other choice.
Well, Joel, it's time to knock them all out, get Ellie, and get out of here. I knew it was going to be like this. I knew it. I didn't think it was going to go full death, but I knew it was going to be something that was not good for her. I actually cannot believe Marlene would... You know, it is hard. Oh, first of all, the slow drums and the silence right now, Joel is about to turn and knock these two out. But anyways, I wanted to say that this brings us back to like that original ethics argument as far as like in the beginning when they were bombing whole cities trying to prevent the spread of this virus and being like, okay, well, you're killing 1,000 people in hopes of saving 1,000,000. I don't know. Those numbers are just thrown out there. And this is kind of like the same thing, along the same lines of like that ethical argument of, okay, Ellie is one person, but by losing her, we can cure millions and create a better future for everyone. And if you're removed from the situation, I think the answer seems pretty clear. It's like, okay, well, we're going to have to lose that one person in order to gain a better world. Like, we're going to have to do that. It's like unfortunate for that one person, but we got to do it. It seems like the logical thing to do. But when you spend so much time getting to know someone and really knowing that person, you're not taking them away from me to save the world. I don't care about the world anymore. I care about my person, you know? So while the logical reasoning might be the Firefly's strength here, I think that Joel's emotional connection is what's going to save Ellie, and I'm fearful that he's going to be successful. I'm not fearful that he's going to be successful in saving her in this episode. I think he's going to. It's Joel, right? And we have a season 2. What I am scared about is now it seems like the setup for season 2 is going to be Joel and Ellie on the run, trying to avoid being snatched up by the Fireflies, to use Ellie. That's that. Let's keep going. Let's watch Joel knock these kids out.
Said keep walking.
Where is she?
Now, how many Fireflies are in this place? She said she lost a lot. They lost a lot of their team. So hopefully it's not too many, but I'm guessing it's going to be more than a one-on-one, you know? Oh my god, are we getting a music montage over this? Of him just killing everyone? I should have been counting. How many people has he gotten through? Oh my god, is he gonna kill Marlene? No, I don't think Marlene's gonna, no. They're already doing it. Okay, they just put her under.
How did you get in here?
I said unhook her.
I won't let you take her.
Yeah.
Unhook her.
She's probably gonna be knocked out a while. You're gonna have to carry her a long way. I swear to God, I hope there's not more people. If there's more people waiting for us to get her and to kill him when this elevator door opens. Okay. So far, so good. And a car. Marlene.
Can't keep her safe forever. She lives in a broken world that you could have saved.
Maybe, but it isn't for you to decide.
Or you.
Well, you weren't giving her a choice. You didn't tell her what the surgery really was.
Because I think she'd want to do what's right.
You can't talk for her. No. Don't let her get in your head.
Even after what you've done, we can still find a way.
Why are we cutting to something else? Tell me she's in the car. Where are we? What's happening? Oh my god. Okay, but what happened?
They were running some tests on you. And some others. The doctors, they couldn't make any of it work. They've stopped looking for a cure. Raiders attacked the hospital. I barely got you out of there.
Okay, Joel, I get it. I do. But you gotta be honest.
Is Marlene okay?
Apparently not. Listen, we don't know for sure that she's dead. I bet she isn't. Alright. Is he gonna leave her like this? Or is she about to die?
You've just come after her.
My God. I have a lot to talk about in our little post discussion at the end of this episode.
She would have liked you. Not to say the two of you are the same, but definitely different kids.
How so?
Well, she was a lot more, I want to say girly, and I'm not saying that you're not girly.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not. Anyway, I bet you would have liked her back.
Yeah, bet I would have. Back in Kansas City, you asked me about the first time I killed someone.
Okay.
Her name was Riley. And she was the first to die. And then it was Tess. And then Sam.
That's not on you.
I know it.
Look, sometimes things don't work out the way we hope.
Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
Please don't.
I swear.
She's gonna find out.
Okay.
I think that this first season centered a lot around Joel finding purpose again in his life. And based on how we're setting up the second season, it kind of feels like this next one is going to be centered around Joel figuring out how to find balance, because he does not have that at all right now, at all. Okay, so starting from the top of the episode, I really enjoyed the giraffe scene. I thought that first, I don't know, was it the first 5 to 7 minutes of the episode where Joel is trying to talk to Ellie and trying to get her, I don't know, he can tell something's off. We know what's off because of what happened in the last episode, but she's like kind of half there. And I really needed to see the dynamic shift in action after what happened at the end of the last episode. I'm happy that we spent the first 5-ish or whatever minutes of this episode seeing how much he has decided to jump all in on Ellie. Not to say that he wasn't all in before, but he didn't have his heart on his sleeve yet, and now he does very much so. And I thought it was also important for us to see the lingering effects of what happened in the last episode on Ellie and her behavior, and seeing that she was kind of half there. And I don't know, the moment with the giraffe, first of all, the giraffe was just like cute and I liked seeing it, but also not only seeing Ellie brighten up for the first time since the last episode because of something as simple as getting to feed a giraffe, but also seeing Joel's response to her brightening up. I feel like just that whole situation was very necessary, and I'm happy we got to see that at the beginning. A lot of show and not tell when it comes to this final dynamic shift between them. We finally make it to the Fireflies. You know, I should have known. I was already suspicious, right? But I should have known, you know, when your greeting is a gas bomb that knocks you out, you should know, you know, whatever's about to go down isn't going to be the greatest, and we're not dealing with the nicest, greatest people here. Of course, you could argue that their intentions are nothing but good for the sake of the world. But because we're on Team Joel and Ellie and we have this emotional connection with them, we're not taking any of that crap as good. We are taking it as a threat. Joel finding out that Ellie was in surgery about to be killed for the sake of this cure, and then proceeding to walk through this hospital and kill every single person that he came across. There's got to be someone who counted how many people he killed in that little music montage. I knew as soon as the music kicked in, I mean, it was slow, but as soon as like there was a score to the scene, I was like, oh, he's about to kill so many people. I knew in that moment, like it was about to be like a murder montage. And that is what happened. He got Ellie out of there. Interestingly, spared the lives of those two nurses, which I wonder why. I guess they didn't have guns, you know, so because I feel like the reason he was killing everyone else was just because they would have killed him, you know, they were all a threat. So he was like, boom, 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 you know, one after the other just to get to Ellie. But he killed the surgeon. Hold on, I want to go back to that scene. Why did he kill the surgeon? Demands that they unhook her, and the surgeon says, how do you get in here? He says, I said unhook her, and then the surgeon says, I won't let you take her. Oh, because he grabs he did grab like a scalpel or something. I don't know. He grabbed something. So I guess he did have a weapon, but I mean, a scalpel against a gun isn't much of a, I don't know. I think at that point, Joel is just like not thinking. He's just in save Ellie mode, and I'm surprised he didn't kill the nurses at that point, but they didn't have weapons. Grabs Ellie, gets down to the parking garage, is about to make his escape, and him killing Marlene actually shocked me, not only because I thought Marlene was going to be the main antagonist of season 2, but just because of the way it went down was just like shocking to see. I don't know, it didn't feel like I was looking at Joel. Like, I'm not sure how to describe this. I would love if you know how to describe this moment and what I'm feeling, if you can catch what I'm feeling. I want to say that Marlene was definitely trying to get in his head. I don't know if she believes 100% that Ellie would have wanted to die for the sake of the world. Like, maybe she would have, but we don't know for sure. She wasn't given a choice, and you could argue that, you know, Marlene said that they didn't fill Ellie in on what the surgery would do, that the surgery would kill her because they didn't want her to die in fear. But I don't know, I think that's a bit of a cop-out. I feel like they want to be the nice guys so bad, and they are to an extent with their intentions, but I don't know. I think that, first of all, we know that Marlene was there when Ellie was born, and she is going back on the promise that she made to Ellie's mom of keeping her safe. So there's that, and maybe she knew that no matter what, she had to complete this surgery with Ellie, and Ellie had to die. Like, that was made up. The Fireflies, this was their last option. There was no other options for them at this point. And maybe giving Ellie the choice and risking, you know, the 10% that maybe Ellie wouldn't want to die, which I actually don't know for sure. I don't know for sure what she would want, because on one hand, you would think, yeah, she puts so much of her purpose into this cure. She is one of those people who I could see her accepting that fate to save the world. I could see her being the person to do that. But she's also a kid, and no one wants to die. She doesn't want to die at the end of the day, especially now that she found someone, Joel, who really loves her and accepts her and is not going to leave her. And she has a connection for the first time in her life, a real one. I guess we could count Riley as a connection, but she lost her, you know. She has hope again in Joel. And so she has a lot to live for at the same time that maybe she would have turned down the surgery if she were given the option to. But I do think that if the Fireflies and Marlene told Ellie the truth before going into the surgery and acted like Ellie had a choice of whether she could go through with the surgery or not, I think that even if Ellie turned it down and said, no, I'm not doing that, it would turn into, well, we're doing it anyways, and you don't have a choice, actually. I think Marlene wouldn't have been able to handle that, like, mentally. I don't think she was ready to face that, and so I think that's why Marlene decided in her own head, this is what Ellie would have wanted, and she decided in her own head to make it all cushy and nice that, oh, well, we just aren't going to tell her because we know that's what she would have wanted, and this way she'll go without fear. I think she's building up that story in her head to make herself feel better. But at the end of the day, we don't know for sure that she would have agreed to the surgery and to death. On the flip side, Joel is also building up a story in his head. I think that he thinks he's telling himself that he knows what's best for Ellie. I think, though, that he's very right in pointing out that Ellie should have the choice, that it's up to her, that it's not up to Marlene to decide her fate. But I also think that while Joel is probably telling himself he is taking away Ellie's choice, whether or not to do the surgery, and lying to her about everything that went down at the hospital, I think he's telling himself, I know what's best for Ellie. But I think the truth of the matter, and I think there is actually a lot more self-awareness than maybe I want to admit when it comes to his decision-making here, I think he's just being selfish. Because in lying to her and continuing this little make-believe world with her, because it is make-believe now, because he's curating the truth, and she's deciding to trust him, and now he has her in the palm of his hand, which is really frustrating. I'm kind of all over the place in my thoughts about how this ended, but it is really frustrating that he lies to her at the end, because so much of their relationship and the reason that their relationship is so strong is because it is built immensely on trust. And now when she finds out everything that he has lied about, that's going to be gone. I'm not saying it's going to take him back to square one. That's impossible to do after everything they've been through, but it's gonna hurt when she finds out that he lied about all this. Yeah, but I do think it's just a selfish decision on his part, taking her away from there. At the end of the day, like I said before, this whole season was about him finding his purpose. Ellie, he has decided, has become his new purpose. And he came clean to Ellie about how his attempted suicide attempt, how after losing Sarah, he tried to shoot himself in the head and end it all. And at that time, Sarah was his purpose. And now Ellie has become his purpose. I do feel like he's terrified of becoming the person that he used to be before he was able to heal from all of this misery that he's been through. I think he just doesn't want to be that person again. And that is a big reason. That's a scary thing to do, because he's not treating Ellie like a human being that can make their own decisions. He's kind of like trapping her with him. And that is all she's ever wanted, is to be with Joel. She made it very clear, like, after what happens here, I'll follow you anywhere. I'm with you. You are my person now. And they have that mutual understanding. So there's maybe part of him rationalizing his choice and taking away her choices and the truth of the matter by reminding himself that, she said she wanted to follow him anywhere. And that is now what's happening. And also in regards to me talking about him considering Sarah his purpose, losing Sarah, losing himself, finding Ellie and finding himself again, and not wanting to lose himself again, and kind of clinging to Ellie as a lifeline at this point. It was really scary. I'm going to go back to when he killed Marlene. What was really scary about Marlene's death is just how robotic he became in eliminating any threat that would possibly take Ellie away from him. It was just a type of desperation that was scary to see, because that it's not just him doing 100% of this for Ellie. A lot of this is selfish so that he can keep things the way that he wants things to be. When he was talking about Sarah, about how much they used to hike and she didn't like the bugs, you guys would get along, and he made a comment along the lines of, I'm not saying you two are the same person. And Ellie goes, how so? I thought that moment between them was very telling. The fact that I think Joel caught himself comparing his daughter to Ellie a little too much and immediately had to go, whoa, well, I'm not saying you guys are the same person. Sarah and Ellie are two very different people, but but I think that he's receiving the same, you can't say it's the same, but it's kind of the same. I don't know how else to say it. He's receiving like the same stability from both of them. And so it's like a dangerous path to walk when you start comparing, because you're going to make Ellie feel like she's not like you're not seeing her as her own person. I'm trying to think of a decent metaphor to explain how I feel about the Ellie and Sarah comparison situation. It's like Joel's heart was full with Sarah. And when he lost Sarah, he lost a piece of his heart, okay? When he allowed Ellie into his heart, instead of it mending on its own into this new heart, I feel like right now he has desperately taken Ellie and just stitched her onto the piece that was missing, where that hole was left from Sarah. Does that make sense at all? I don't know how to describe it outside of a metaphor, and I don't even think the metaphor I used is a good one at all. I just think there's a lot to be said about how he views Ellie right now. I think it's a little too dependent right now, and I think he is sometimes slipping into viewing her as a slot that can now be filled, that had been empty for so long because of his daughter, rather than like something new to grow. Does that make, please tell me I'm making sense, because I really care about the point I'm trying to make, but I'm just doing a really bad job at trying to make it. This whole tangent started from me talking about how he quickly clarified to Ellie in the woods when they were talking about how he wasn't comparing her to Sarah. The words that he said was something like, "Not saying that you and Sarah are the same." And then Ellie immediately is like, "How so?" And I feel like her pushing that for a further answer is her pushing for reassurance, because I think there is sometimes like something in the back of her mind that thinks, does he just see me as a replacement? You know, earlier in the season when they had that fight at that commune and she screamed like, "I'm not your daughter," kind of goes back to that idea where she's like, look at me like a person, like my own person. Stop trying to compare our dynamic, my situation, what could happen, the feelings that we have that are here. Like, stop comparing it all to what you used to have, because it's never going to be like the same. I'm a different person. This is a different dynamic. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Ellie questioning, kind of pushing for him to explain how him and Sarah, or how her and Sarah are different, is definitely her needing that reassurance that you do see me as Ellie, right? You realize I'm not Sarah, right? I think she does have a little bit of that insecurity. Obviously, him lying to her about everything in the end, it's just gonna all come back in season 2, isn't it? I am a little bit confused about what the plot of season 2 is. I was so sure we were setting up for Marlene to be after them and for them to be in hiding, but Marlene is dead. I mean, the Fireflies are still gonna exist, right? They did lose a lot of people, she said, on their trek across the country. And, you know, most of what was left of them, Joel just took out. But I imagine that, you know, the Fireflies are an organization. They have multiple, like, it's not just Marlene and her team. Like, they have people all over the country, I believe, right? Because when Riley was part of the Firefly, she was being, like, sent out to Atlanta or something and to work from there. Like, they're everywhere. So I feel like the Fireflies are very much aware of what Marlene was after and are probably going to band together and still be after Ellie. Yeah, that is her finding out that he lied about everything is not something I am looking forward to in season 2. But oh my god, what a show. You know? Like, what a show. I did not know what I was getting myself into. I feel like I'll be able to more mentally prepare myself when season 2 is coming. I'll be able to understand what is about to happen. Well, I don't know if anything can prepare me, because I really still don't know what I'm getting into with season 2, but you know, I know it's gonna probably hit me hard. Especially after season 1 of like connecting so deeply with these characters. Season 2 has the capabilities of absolutely destroying me. I also am scared for season 2 because assuming that they are going to go along the format of there just being 2 seasons, just like there are 2 games, at the end of the series, we could lose Ellie or Joel or both. Like, they could die. Like, I don't know how the game ends, and I really hope I don't get spoiled by that between now and season 2. I really hope I don't get game 2 spoilers, you know? They could always change stuff up in the show, but I'm kind of hoping they don't. Like, I really don't want a season 3. I mean, I would love a season 3 in theory. I would love more content in theory, but I just don't want them to ruin it by dragging out anything. Let me know your thoughts on this first season. Both people who have played the game and haven't played the game. What were your favorite moments? What were your favorite game to show translations? Least favorite even? I'm curious to hear that. What are we going to do with our lives now that we don't have new Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey content every Sunday? That's an important question. Thank you so much for coming along on my little The Last of Us journey. I'm sure I will see you guys again for season 2. Gosh, am I missing anything? I feel like I need to get it all out because I'm probably not going to talk about The Last of Us a long time on like this type of format. Again, big thank you to everyone who's supporting me on Patreon and supporting the channel in that way. It helps a lot. I do have more shows that I'm hoping to react to. One of them is actually one from back in the day. Not that far back, but far back. I don't know, it depends on what you think back in the day means. But I do have shows on my list. I have movies on my list, so please do stick around between now and season 2 of this show if you would like to see more reactions from me. And I will see you guys very soon.